welcome back to Leon's garden. This beautiful day today. This morning I checked the temperature went down to 6 degrees Celsius. Oh, it's getting cold. Most of my plants they still outside except the gingers containers. I brought them inside already, so they stay inside very snugly together with my houseplant. In this video, I want to show you how to grow hydrangeas from cuttings in the water. The reason why I chose propagate them in the water is because for me, I think it's very easy, very quick and easy, especially you are a beginner. Example, like I got a lot, not a lot, but quite a few different types of hydrangeas, and most of the time I just grow them from cutting and in the water. So I want to share my experience growing them with you. With the method I'm going to show you today, for me, the best time to take the hydrangea cuttings from mid-summer to early autumn. So because we don't want the cutting is too young, like from early spring or early summer, but we don't want the cutting is too woody. So we kind of choose some cutting between like semi-hardwood cutting. And with going them in the water, they're rooting out very quick. Now there's some I think the one variety kind of very traditional, like we can change the pH, we can change the color of hydrangea, like that's traditional hydrangea that I got. They just rooting out so quick, and sometimes it's just few days in the water, it's rooting out already. And some other variety normally they took about 2 weeks for them to root out. Alright, I'm not sure you remember this area of my yard or not. So here standing in my front yard, alright, I got some kind of plant there, and my daughter helped me to water them. And over here, like if you remember, I got the whole hedge of Hydrangea, and I did planted 3 hydrangeas plants that I grew them from the cutting, I think few months ago, and they have grown so big. Let's come a little bit closer and I show you how to take the cutting. Alright, so I hope you can see a little bit clearly though, because at the back here I got the netting and I got the roses stones around me, and I hopefully it's not too awkward for you to look. But here you can see all the cutting or the little plant that I plant them in this area. They have grown so well, so large and so healthy. I didn't have a drip irrigation for this hydrangea yet, but and also they did compete with a lot of water and nutrient to the Hydrangea hedge in the front, but they have been growing so well. Oh, I'm so amazed about this. Okay, so we don't need the cutting it too long either. So I think the ideal is around 15 to 20 centimeter length of the cutting. They are the ideally, but sometimes you can do a little bit shorter as well if you don't have enough. You don't have a longer branches or longer stem of your hydrangea. Okay, but normally I just make sure to have several nip. No, just let me to snip it out. Okay. Like this, I get another one. Here are the cutting. I just brought them inside. If you take the cutting from your friends or from neighbor or from anywhere, make sure to put the cutting in the plastic bags, and you just tie the plastic bag, and on the way home and you do as soon as possible. If you can't do it straight away, to put the cutting straight into the cup of water or in a jar, and then you can prepare the cutting later. Alright, so here are the cutting. I normally keep the cutting around 3 nip nodes. So let me just trim up some of the leaf first, and let me show you. Okay, and make sure that you cut the cutting like just below the nip node nice deep, because most of the time the root will come down from the nip node, but also they do come from the stem as well, actual stem. Alright, I just take some of the leaf off as well, and just like this. And I don't want too many big leaves on the top either. Like this, that can do very well. But also you can just trim like half of the leaves off as well, like this, like this too. Alright, just like this, and I put the cutting straight into the water. And I normally just bury the water with 2 lymph nodes. You can just bury 1 lymph node submerged in the water. That will fine too. Just like that. Okay, another cutting. So this one, I think the cutting a little bit long, so I'm gonna just keep it around 3 lymph nodes. So I'm gonna trim it, bring it down. Just below the lymph node. Just like that. And I think this one I just keep the whole leaf on. Okay, so just put in the water, and then you place the cutting in a bright shady area in your house. And that you just change the water every 5 or 6 days. You can change it once a week. That's fine too. Or if you want to change every 3 or 4 days, that's fine too. But normally when I see them and I just change, I think just roughly 5 or 6 days when I see them. All right. So after 2 weeks, now normally most of the variety they will root out 2 weeks. And then when the roots come out, and you just pot them up. And make sure you don't put the cutting in the direct sunlight, okay? And here I got some cuttings that they already rooted, and this cutting that I got from my neighbors. Okay, so I took the cutting a while ago, and now they all rooted out. I think around 2 months ago now. And this one is rooting quicker than this one. Sometimes we had to be patient a little. And I got another cutting as well, but this one it didn't take. So make sure you take several cuttings, not only 1 or 2 cuttings. I just did that before because I just want to show you. And plus, she just on that day, her bush still quite small, so I don't want to take so many cuttings from her bushes. Okay, so I got 2 beautiful rooted cutting out, so I'm so pleased with this. And I got the picture on of her bush as well, or of her flower, or hydrangea flower. I will try to put the picture on the screen. It's just so beautiful, and I haven't got this variety yet. Okay, so now I just need to pot the seed cutting in the very good potting mix and well drained as well. Alright, so over here I got 2 kind of little container. I think the container is maybe 10 centimeter wide, and I just put like very good potting mix, well drained or good drained potting mix in here. And make sure you don't want to the container too big for the cutting though. If the container too big, they might hold a lot of moisture, and your cutting or the root of the cutting have more chance to get rotten. Okay, so here the cuttings. So I just fill kind of halfway of the potting mix in the container. Let me show you, like that. And then I just put the cutting in. And then I fill with the soil. I hope you can see clearly though. Doesn't seem like clearly. Just like that, and just gently tamp it down. Okay, one done. And here the next one. And again, I fill the container kind of halfway of the potting mix. And put the cutting in. Here the cutting. Just put it in like this. And just fill it with the soil. So I will water these cutting plants in and keep the cutting in the bright shady area for 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, and I will start to introduce it cutting plants in the area that got some direct sunlight in the morning. But as I say, a few more weeks we will have a real winter coming soon. So at that time I will bring this container in very exposed area. I will put it in quite protected area and get some morning sun. And yeah, so that's it. And make sure you don't let the container to dry out. And in the spring, I will just repot this container. And hopefully I will find the area that this container will produce beautiful plumes at my neighbor here. But if you live in the warmer zone than I live, like zone 10 or zone 11, you can just plant your cutting in the winter as well. But make sure the cutting plant that they are well rooted, well established, and when you transplant the cutting plant in your garden, you keep them or you plant them in the well drained or good drained position and keep them moist. Don't let them to dry out. And hydrangea, they like to be planted in like only few hours of morning sun, and don't plant them in the after in the area that have a hot afternoon, because their leaves will get burnt, or when they in bloom their flower will get scorched. You can use other method to grow hydrangea as well. Example like air layering, that if your bush that is very low on the ground, and just use simply to print the branch down, and then to print it down with a peck or something, or even like stone or rock, and to cover with some dirt, and few months later you will got another plant, and you just cut the cutting or the branches like to attach to the mother plant, cut it off and pop them on. And then you can do another method in like to grow hydrangea from hardwood cutting, that you do the cutting when the bush or when the cutting are dormant, that means there are no leaf on. You can do it in the winter. Another method that you can do is softwood cutting, that means the cutting are very soft, very flexible, and this method you have to be more careful. That means they need more attention from you. Alright, so that's why I chose the method that grow hydrangea in the water. For me it's very easy, and we can see that here the roots coming out. Yeah, we know it very obviously. And so that is, I hope that you enjoy the video. I hope it's helpful, and see you next video. Bye bye.